post-traumatic stress disorder was not a current topic like it is today. And so it came as a real surprise to us when it got all the attention it did, the nominations it received and everything. It was just mind-boggling.
Well, we're very grateful that you guys did, because you have given us many hours of entertainment.
Did you ever write the story of the Civil War mystery?
We talked about it, but we haven't done it yet.
Okay.
Oh, because that sounded very interesting.
Yeah, we'd read that one.
We'll read anything you write.
Oh, that's lovely to hear.
Yeah, put out your grocery list.
The problem is time more than anything else. When you're doing a full manuscript every 6 months, plus traveling, plus doing research, and doing some short stories and things, it really is a full-time job.
Yeah.
It must be.
We keep thinking of, wouldn't it be nice to write a book about so-and-so? But we'd have to do it in our sleep. We couldn't even
we did the standalone, which was called the Walnut Tree, and we had several people contact us and ask us if we would consider having that be a continuing series. And I remember when we did that, we did 3 books in 1 year. And,
I don't remember much about that year.
No. At some point in time, you have to start to say to yourself, quality is as important, if not more important, than speed. We really have high expectations for ourselves, especially with all those wonderful people that we hear from. You don't want to let them down.
No, that's true. But, we might go crazy one year and write another story that comes across our radar and say to ourselves, we've got to tell this one too. But don't count on it this year.
Yeah.
Well, Caroline and Charles, we thank you so much for taking time to talk to us today. We look forward to the next Bess and the next Ian Rutledge books. We wish you all the best.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you. I've got 2 great children. I'm very fortunate.
Does the other child write?
No, she's on the other side of the spectrum. She's in economics.
Oh, okay.
So busy. I just wanted to say we appreciate this so much. And again, I'm so glad I had a chance to meet you. And I'm so glad we had this opportunity to talk.
We are thrilled to talk to both of you.
And we hope, Charles, one day that we get to meet you as well.
Yes.
Sounds like a winner. Are y'all coming to VoucherCon?
No, not this year. We have these things called real jobs that we have to
answer to those people.
Yeah.
When we find fame in this podcasting world, then we can start going to things like VoucherCon.
Keep us up to date, especially if you go to Malice or wherever you're going.
Oh, we will, definitely.
Our paths will cross.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
We look forward to it.
I'll twist his arm.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye
Take
now.
care.
Bye-bye.
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 Charles and Caroline were wonderful.
I can't agree more. Of course, we got to meet Caroline at Malice Domestic, and that was such a thrill.
I have enjoyed reading the Ian Rutledge and Bess Crawford books for years, so it was such a thrill to get to hear her channel those main characters at Malice Domestic, and then to get to have them on the show has been amazing.
Was just a thrill. What I found in reading their books is they write so well. It's almost lyrical, and they can really put you right in that time frame of World War I or just after World War I, and you get the feeling of being there with these characters and that almost emotional state of being in that time frame.
Absolutely. I was explaining to my husband, who does not read mystery books, that they write as a team, and he was asking, how is that possible? How can 2 people have one voice? And I said, I don't know how they do it, but they do it seamlessly. It's amazing. If you didn't know, you would think there was one person named Charles Todd and he writes these books. books.
That is true, but it works so well for them. They did an excellent job with the Black Ascot. I didn't know what the Black Ascot was before reading the book. That really doesn't play a big part in the book. Where the murder took place in 1910, and then Ian Rutledge is coming along maybe a decade later, and it's a cold case at that point. That's not a huge part of the book, but wow, what a story. Ian Rutledge is what I would call a true detective, because he has to go through bit by bit to try to put together this murder. He was in the army, or a young at the time
now that
of the
we
person.
found out that he's 30.
Yeah, so he really didn't know a whole lot about the murder itself. And so he came at it with a fresh perspective. And that's what I mean by he was truly a detective, because he had to put it together piece by piece and go back to the beginning and talk to everyone who knew any of the people involved in the murder and work towards figuring out who the murderer was, finding the man who was suspected of it.
One of the reasons we thought Ian was older was because he's so seasoned and so good at his job, and usually in their early 30s is still finding their way. And Ian just seems to...
Well, he seems to have a knack for tracking down the facts, I guess.
Yes, he's very good at it. If you have never read Charles Todd, there's your assignment. Go out and devour them, because that's exactly what you're going to do. Well, before we close out the episode, we wanted to talk about 2 exciting things that we have going on. First, we would love it if you would check out our Patreon page, which is patreon.com/darkandstormybc. That will get you to our page where you can check out our brand new tiers that we have added. We have added some great new incentives for our patrons. One of them happens to be a coffee mug with our logo on it, and we have some bonus content, so definitely go check that out.
I wanted to talk a little bit about why we need patrons. We have inadvertently found out that some of you might be under the misapprehension that the ads that run on our podcast are our ads. Full disclosure, we do get a teeny tiny portion.
Minuscule. Pennies.
We do get a little bit of a kickback from those commercials, but they are not our commercials. They are put in by the different platforms. So that's why we keep asking for money. We're not comfortable with doing that. You know what? We would love to be able to give you guys extra content and special incentives and be able to go out and meet everyone at the different festivals. And we just unfortunately need some money to go and do that. And also to buy new equipment. We would love to have really good quality sound for
and
you.
Stop having to sit under a blanket to record.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Just to let you know, we enjoy doing this so much. This has really become a passion for us. I'm getting punchy now.
Yeah. We've had a few drinks. One drink. Half a drink. If you could find it in your heart to support us, we have different levels. Hopefully that's something that you could afford. Check us out at patreon.com/darkandstormybc and check out our different tiers and pick one. Help us out. We really, really appreciate it.
For all of our new listeners and all of our ones that have stuck with us, we love and appreciate every one of you.
That goes without saying. I think that's about it.
Yeah.
And remember,
life would be boring without a little mystery. Bye.